Alright, this is my first attempt at a video lecture, so hopefully it goes off well. What I need you guys to do is to pull out that packet of resumes and the cover letter and the LinkedIn profile that I handed out yesterday or Tuesday in class, and I'll just kind of walk through the resume, talk about the do's and the don'ts, and then stop, and the next one will just be a LinkedIn kind of overview. So the first thing, a good resume, a clear title, meaning that you're with your name, your phone number, and your email. Used to be have your address, and personally I still have my address on my resume, but there really isn't much need for that anymore. So I like just your name, and then phone number, and then email, which will be the two ways that people are able to reach you. So if you look at that sample resume that I handed out, you'll see that that's very clear at the top of the page. It's easy to read. Make the font of your name a little larger. You can go with the format that I gave you there, but just know that your name and your contact information should somehow stand out above the rest of the information on the resume. The next thing down there is a professional summary. Before getting into what to put in there, I want you to be thinking about how to delineate content in your resume. So as you can see, this one, it's in bold, it's underlined. If you scan down, that's different than, so all of the subheadings: professional summary, core knowledge, experience, and education. Those titles are different from the actual kind of sub-content there. You would also want to kind of change up the particular job title that you had. So if you go to experience there, it says Dove Science Academy, which is the location of the job, and then the school counselor, which is the actual position, are a little different. Okay, so do pay attention to that. Do keep it different. I will be looking at those when I take your resumes from you next week. So let's go back up to professional summary. What that summary should do is offer 3-4 sentences in which you basically summarize the rest of the resume. It should be a way of kind of highlighting the things that will be covered in the resume. It should have really good action verbs and adjectives. This one, experienced school counselor. Well, what's that say? It's the job that I've done, and the fact that I've said experience means that I've been there a relatively long time. Other things that you want to highlight, take basically some of that core knowledge or skills that you might list, and find ways of including that in the summary. So basically what you want to think about is what's a 3 or 4 sentence pitch that I could have people read that would compel them to read the rest of my resume. Core knowledge, if you have core knowledges, that can be as simple as customer service. It can be as particular as maybe a software training that you have. So say A++ or HTML, you'd want to include that in there. Even if it's not necessarily important for the job that you envision yourself applying for, I really do believe that those kind of particular skills can be very, very valuable. You can include event management, put that in there. Event organization. There are ways to take your experience, whatever that experience is, and put it into key words or phrases that will make it that much more compelling for folks. If we go down, the next step would just be experience. Okay, it's important to have where you worked, what you did, so the position, the dates that you worked there, and then the location. The dates on this here, I put the months. Don't feel like you have to put the months. It makes it look a little bit more appealing. I've seen resumes that don't have months that instead have years. If you are still working there, you put the year or the month that you started, and then hyphen present. Okay, so that's fine as well. If you're still working at a job, you'll notice, not on this one, but if you go to let me see if I have the next. Yeah, if you go to page 5 there, okay, the one with Spa Palace, the verbs that you use to explain what you've done at that position or what you do in that position, they are present tense. All right, so provide, high quality; organize, facilitate; attend to, use, that's actually a spelling error, an error there, evaluate, okay, they're all present tense. Those jobs that you no longer work in, you'd want past tense, coordinated, managed, oversaw, communicated, handled. The verbs themselves, those kind of, I guess you can search Bloom's taxonomy of verbs. Okay, just search Bloom's taxonomy, and it will provide you with a list of various kind of verbs that you can use. Let me see if I can actually find a document right now. And I can just Bloom's taxonomy. Anyhow, I'll find something here, and I'll make it available on Blackboard. Okay. Yeah, this is actually a good one. Okay. I'm going to put this taxonomy on Blackboard, and it will provide some verbs that should be helpful for you. Okay. I'll do that in a moment. Okay, moving down here. You want to match up the bullet points that you use for positions. It needs to be symmetrical. Now, if you look at the first resume that's on there, page 3, I used 5, 5, 3, 3. There's still some symmetry to that. The two most recent jobs that are really compelling, they each have 5 bullet points. The next two, which are a little bit more dated, just 3. You could do 3, 3, 3, 3 if you have a lot of positions. 4, 4, 4, 4. It depends on how much space you have, but just think about the kind of aesthetic appeal. Okay, think about the look. Think about the ease of reading it. People like to look at things that are symmetrical, and so you can mess around a little bit with that, but do keep those bullet points as symmetrical as possible. And then the last thing is just education. Okay, now for all of you, because you're getting a college degree, that's the only education you need to list, and you would simply say Bachelor of Arts or Bachelor of Science. List the subject in which you have it. If you have a minor that is compelling, perhaps you're getting a marketing major and an accounting minor, you can include that as well. Put the name of the institution and then the day that you're going to graduate. Now, what you'll do, as you can see there on page 3, is you'll put the year that you expect it, and have it say expected 2016 or expected 2018. Okay, that's a good term, and I'll take a look at everybody's and make sure that they're good. Other things to think about with the resume, I guess just squeeze everything into one page. You can adjust your margins. Go up to tools, go up to format of the Word document. You can adjust your header and your footer. You can adjust your margins on your left and your right. Take a look at it. Is it easy to read? Ask yourself, is it easy to read? Is it easy to understand? And does it convey what I want it to convey? Because at the end of the day, that will be the most important stuff. So that'll do it for the resume. I will now do the LinkedIn.